Alright, so if you're coming off the second video, this is now the third video in this tutorial series where we're going to talk about gemming. And this is a very subjective topic, and I do have to get this out there. I am never the be-all, end-all. I'm not the authority on this. We all have our different opinions, different ways of going about stuff. So what I'm going to show off here is hopefully just going to give you the tools to help you gem your Astromon to what you think the best are, and you also have to go out there and test that theory. All right. Anyone else that gives you gem suggestions, they are just that. They are suggestions. Okay. Again, we're not the be all of us. That's what's great about our community is we're all in this together, and what we end up finding that works tends to be the best way to go, but there are some wiggle rooms in this, 100%. But coming off of the last one, let's talk about building your clearing team. Since we are talking about super evolution materials and farming for them, we want to build a team around an Astromon that's going to clear stages fast and efficient. In the last video, I showed you Mona, Dark Mona here is going to be that Astromon for a lot of you. And going off of that, showing my first Dark Mona that I do have super evolved here, let's talk about how we can actually build a team and build something around that Astromon. Okay, so I'm going to be using my Dark Mona here as that example, super evolved. Okay, as I said, I want her to be my workhorse. I want her to be clearing these stages over and over again. And so a lot of things have to be evaluated in that instance. So first of all, let's talk about evaluating your Astromon so you know how to gem them, okay? Dark Mona in front of you is an attacker. It's clear as day right here. So, out of all of her statistics, and we really can't compare it to her HP because, there's no way you could get up to 30,000 attack power. But you look at the core three: attack, defense, and the recovery here. So out of those three stats, attack is just the highest. That's all the attacking means, okay? And the same thing goes here. So when we look at a tank, these aren't considered. It's the HP here. So she has more. My Dark Yuki has more HP, right? And that's all that breaks down to. So an attacker is going to just have more attack power, okay? But the story doesn't end here, okay? We don't just go, okay, well, we want the most attack and we just start gemming 100% for attack power. That's not how this works, okay? You go from there and you always come down next and look at their abilities first, because the gems you equip might actually affect the abilities that you are utilizing on here. And I will show more examples of this, but for the sake of this, we look at this. We've already talked about morale boost. So morale boost lets her get her SP up, which gets to her active skill more quickly, right? But I told you guys to ignore Hunter in that video, but now we're not, because this is where a little bit deeper dive into this. What's Hunter say now? Increases critical hit damage by an additional 40%. Now that 10% is coming off of, again, I have my Astromon fully booked. You will eventually want this on here because the extra 25% damage on not only her first skill, on her normal attack, and then her ability is just, it's good. So the 10% comes down here from the level 5 with the passive additional, the 10% you see there. So we have a total of 40%, and it's not calculated in here. You don't see, that's not where this is being shown. I'm getting extra percent from my gems and my trinkets here. So I have right now 193% extra damage being done by my Dark Mona when she critically strikes. So we want, so bringing that back, that means we want Mona to be critically hitting as often as possible. And right now I have her with gems. So left side is the white side here is the base stats of the Astromon. The right side is every thing being modified in comparison to her gems and what she is. So being a Dark Astromon, she also has an inherent crit rate that's higher, that's being shown in there. So everything that you see here is what's being added onto this. And we can go back out there and these stat totals will be done for us, so we don't have to, sit here and go, okay, well, what's 5,700 plus this? If you click on your Astromon while you're out there in a stage, you will see you will see this on here. So, like I said, we want to build around this. So we know she's going to be our main attacker. That means the build that I'm talking about is going to come around to the leader Astromon. So by herself, she's sitting pretty comfortably at 77,000 or 77% crit rate. Okay, so for a leader, I'm going to want to pick somebody who has a critical boost. Okay, critical rate by here it's 18%. So off of this, if I was to use my mini Zephyros here for his leader skill, because he is a variant, we'd be sitting at 90% chance to crit. And that's actually pretty decent. To show you an example here off of my Dark Persephone, who I use quite often, she is my workhorse right for the foreseeable future, right? She's already sitting at base on here 93%. So if I use my Dark Zephyros with her, right, this leader adds that 18, it goes over the guaranteed crit cap, which the crit cap, which is 100%, right? So in tandem, these two Astromon would be giving me the 100% crit rate that I'm looking for, which would then play into my Dark Persephone's crit damage here, which is kind of low, but once again, I'm using this as an example to show you I'm going to use Mini Zephyros as alongside my Dark Mona here to be trying to get her as close to the critical rate as possible. So now we talk about the gems that are affecting this. This is where I talked about it before, where your proper way of gemming your Astromon comes down to, again, evaluating her. So we already know we want her to be critting. So one of these gems, we are going to want to boost her crit rate up. We want to be doing that because the more she crits, the more damage she's going to do. So the more crit rate we can hand her, the better. And I'm gaining, and again, the substats, I'm not going to focus too heavily on these substats. They're random. Yes, there are certain substats that you want on gems that help out. Again, this crit damage, the attack percent here, and the HP are all helping. The defense is kind of meh. These are all contributing to making her better. The problem is they're random. You have to buy stuff to have a random chance of it. I don't like messing with that. All I care about is this part here, and if it's got okay substats, great. If it doesn't, I will always try and look for something that would have better substats. So in this case, I'm using a Gem of Siphon. So showing you a couple off here. We have a lot higher attack, but we lose that crit damage. So that's not really a comparison for me. This crit rate has HP resist, might be better, but a little bit lower on the crit damage percent. And we lose the attack percent, which again, that evaluating it that way, this is just bad overall. We have this one. We have the attack and resist, which is okay, but we're losing HP for survivability, all that. So you guys can see this is where we come down, and then I don't want to be swapping a 6-star gem for, a 5-star gem. Even if the substats were godly, you don't want to be doing that. I still want the almost 10% increase in crit rate for me. So that's where, like I said, we're using attack percent because she's an attacker, another attack percent, and then a crit rate to help boost her up. Now, the type of gems that we are using is the Gem of Siphon. I'm using the Gems of Siphon, and these are the gems out of the Dragon's Dungeon you eventually want to get to, because this plays not only with every Astromon in the game to help clear, but this specifically for Dark Mona is what's going to help her with her morale boost. Okay, by herself, she's getting 30% of her bar. With SP Drain, she's getting 40%. So she's getting total 70% of her bar every single time that she's attacking. So going back into our team setup here, and again, this is a little bit deeper dive, but using the Gems of Siphon, also with Zephyros here, giving her the critical rate. Not only she's going to be hitting harder, but she's going to be building up her active skill quicker, and thus clearing faster and faster. The last thing that you can take into consideration, and as I make this video right now, one of these Astromon is actually out and is being you can go out and get her. And I do recommend it. Drakkar here is always a good just a good 5-star Astromon to have fully evolved and on your team. She's used in so many things, and you can look at various leaderboards in the game. However, you could utilize her here, and she could even be your quote-unquote workhorse clearing Astromon. I could swap these Gems of Valor out for whatchamacallit, the Gems of Siphon from the Dragon's Dungeon. I could. But in this case, I'm going to use her for her morale boost that helps her allies. So this is a different morale boost than Mona's. This one is a 100% chance to restore 15% of allies' SP when attacking. So Zephyros helps me crit. If I use Drakkar here, Drakkar is going to give me more of my SP. Mona's got Gems of Siphon on her, getting her more SP on top of her morale boost. I think you guys can kind of see how the cookie's crumbling here. Those three together are going to be doing a hell of a lot for each other and clearing stages a little bit quicker than you will be used to. And that's what I mean about building around an Astromon. I am creating nothing but a team to help this little Astromon here do as much damage by herself. Now, I just talked about in the last video having a companion to her. Well, with Drakkar being in there, Drakkar's going to be technically that companion to clean something up. So once again, we're in this situation where I'm actually going to go out here and show this. You're in a situation where, and I'm going to use the Glacial Plains because that's where I'm farming currently, and I hate it. I don't know why I hate this place, but I do. Where's my gold bonus? There it is. You're in a situation where you have a swing Astromon to put in there for whatever you want. So once again, we'll have Dark Zephyros. I am going to use my Super Evolution because that's where you guys eventually will want to get to. And it's going to be to show off her Gems of Siphon so you see the power of those as compared to just go back and watch how slowly they were clearing the last one with the base team that I gave you guys. I'm going to use Drakkar to help build up her SP. And again, this last slot is really a swing slot. Again, I use this slot, so you guys know what I do with this. I use this slot to level up Astromon. So actually, right now, I believe I was leveling up. No, she's not 6-star yet, I don't believe. No, there she is. She's only 5. I'm working towards my Super Evolution for all my succubuses here. So I'm leveling her up out here. So again, we're going to set the auto capture, and I'm going to hit auto battle and let this go. And again, you guys should see what eventually you will want to work up to. Again, you should be running the extremes to come in here. And this is a great example, actually, right here. I'm glad the game did this for me on this. So this is now, I can stop what I'm talking about and go back to what I pointed out in the first video about high materials. Okay, I told you, do not, for the love of God, do not go into the last stage and farm the boss Astromon. It is not worth your time to follow that. I said, and I gave examples here why I don't capture this rare. We do kill this rare, and here's why. Wendigo here is going to drop a Chaos Shard, and that is for the Dark Superstone materials when we take him out. So again, look at how much SP Mona got. She got her full bar. She's going to kill this group by herself. And we killed the rare. Look what we got. We got a guaranteed Chaos Shard. There was no randomness. There was no RNG. There was no nothing. So again, I'm very glad I got that on camera to show you guys. So, and especially for this series. But as you can see, Mona and Drakkar both getting their SP up, and they're just wiping the floor wave after wave here. So bringing it all back to the point of this video, you can see here, again, the power that you get. 124 was because I was talking. But here's your Chaos Shard. We are going to sell the gem because we don't need it. We did not get any other material, but the Chaos Shard there was worth it, and we got 2 of them. Once again, I'm not going to leave it up to a randomness for the last boss to drop something that I can do on that. So here we go. I'm going to let this run one more time so you see. Again, pay attention to my Dark Mona, how much her SP bar goes up, and it gets fully up. However, she gets stunned, which is unfortunate. But again, that's why you have all the other Astromons in here, is to help you out. Zephyros here with Mona, they're going to help each other out, take this down, and be done with it. Again, because of the Gems of Siphon, Mona's going to have her ability up for the next one. There she goes. She got through it. And even on this last one, we have 3 Astromon with their SP up. And again, the only Astromon on here using any gems that matter is Mona has the Gems of Siphon out there. So again, I'm going to leave that one off there. If you have any questions, always just put them in the comments. But again, that's all there is to it. As far as gemming and building a team around an Astromon to come out here and farm. I'll let this go one more time and jump off the mic here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.